Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome to another edition of Debt Ain't My Daddy, or Savings Minus Debt, excuse me. I'm merging from Debt Ain't My Daddy to Savings Minus Debt, all right? And let everybody get a chance to jump into the room. And let's get this party started. All right, let me get my notes up here while everybody's taking their time to get into the room. All right. Let me get my notes. Where are my notes? Oh, there they go. All right, cool. All right, give everybody a chance to jump on in. Good morning, Naima. Good morning. First one in, too. You are up early. Man, are you East Coast time, Naima? Are you East Coast time? I'm assuming you are, because it's like 6 on the West Coast. Can you hear me okay? All right, just setting my notes up here. Quentin, good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Naima, I got in the details of the video, I got the updated email address, the Savings Minus Debt. Oh, okay, I figured you were East Coast. I figured that. And if I'm a little bit delayed, I'm on the yard stream, as you guys can see. Okay, so let's give a moment for everybody to jump in here for this today's session. Okay, get it going. All right. Man, I'm glad you guys setting those reminders, man. That is a wonderful thing. I appreciate that, setting those reminders. All right. Give people a chance to get in here. I know it's early. I've been throwing off my times. I'm going to be bouncing between 9 a.m. East Coast time and 10 a.m. East Coast time, because I figure people on the West Coast, if they're getting up for work, they got to at least be up by 6, that way they can listen to it in their car, so on and so forth. All right. All right, let's get this started. Okay. For those of you that are new to my channel, my name is LJ Young, and I am a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them financially see outside what I call the debt matrix. And the debt matrix is a place where everybody lives that believes in credit and debt and believes they're nothing without a credit score, and they are worshiping the credit gods of the almighty Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. They just worship and believe that they're nothing without their blessings. This is where those people live, right? Now, I lived there for the first 40 years of my life. Okay, I'm not talking bad about you or anything like that, but I woke up at age 40. How I did this, I knew something was wrong, but I couldn't put my finger on it. See, you hear what I said? If this is you know something's wrong, but you can't put your finger on it for some reason. That was the same thing with me. That's what made me open my eyes and say, wait a minute, no matter how much money I make, I'm still in the exact same situation as before, if not worse, because I was deeper in debt. All right. Now, before I begin, I want to make sure everybody understand. Now, the title of the video, I will talk for the first 20 to 30 minutes only on the title of the video. I'm listening to my followers. Some people want to come in, get what the topic is, and then leave, right? They don't want to stay the whole two and a half hours that everybody else enjoyed. So I'm doing both. I'm talking about the main topic. I'm not going to really be answering questions that I see in the chat box yet. So don't think I'm ignoring you. Thank you, Naima. I appreciate that. Don't think I'm ignoring you. I'm just getting straight to the meat of the topic so that people can come, listen, leave. You know what I'm saying? All right. Before I begin, I want to thank everybody. I want to thank my new clients. I want to thank everybody who donates. Naima's doing me a wonderful favor by posting that information right into the chat room, so you can see where to donate from my PayPal to my Cash App. It's all there. It's all there. Everything's there. So, and I want you guys to understand, I appreciate the donations, because that helps me stay out here, because I'm not rich. I'm just financially free. I know people confuse the two. LJ, you retired? No, I'm far from retired. No, and plus you don't really retire from something you love. That's the big difference. You don't really want to, I want to do this until I can't anymore. I'm going to do this until I can't anymore. All right. Because I see how I'm impacting people's lives by doing different things than most. All right. Best version. Welcome, man. Welcome. Check out my video from this morning. If you have time, check out my video. Okay, I will do that. All right. And so I'm changing lives, and people are telling me this is, if you ever decide to go out on your own and create your own business, you create something that's going to change people's lives. Now, when I first went out, I just, you go out, hey, I'm going to make money, but I didn't realize the part of hearing people tell me how I've impacted them. That's a whole different level. But anyway, I'm gonna stay on topic. Okay. All right. So thank you. I appreciate it. It helps me stay out here and keeps bringing this service to you guys. All right. So let's get to the topic here. All right. Life after debt, the two economies. Now, before I begin, the Life After Debt series are for people who have done what it takes to get to zero, for people that understand a net worth of zero is a good thing. It's a wonderful thing. It's a beautiful thing, right? Now, the majority in the debt matrix believe if you say I have a net worth of zero, they believe you're talking about you're broke. You're saying that you're broken, and that's not true. I'm only talking to the people that understand the language of debt free. The people that understand money is spoken in two languages, debt and debt free. They first come out of debt by getting to zero. Now they speak both languages like I do, debt and debt free. And when you can speak both, you're going to kill it in the finance game. All right. Because the people in debt, they only speak debt. So they don't understand a word you're saying when you speak debt free. Okay. Now, Life After Debt, the two economies. Now I'm going to just be reading from this and I'll get to you guys. Okay. I promise. Now that you're financially, I'm only talking to the people who are financially free. All right. I just want to make sure that's clear. Save all your questions towards the end if you don't understand what I mean by what I'm saying. Okay. Now that you're free, you can clearly see there are two economies. One everyone can see and one that is invisible to most. One for those in debt and one for those who are financially free. But the catch is this, though they're separate, they work together as one. I'm going to show you how to merge them together. Now, I know you're asking how, and I'll tell you. The hint is to look for things that don't make mathematical sense. Math and money are one. If it doesn't make mathematical sense, it doesn't make financial sense either. CENTS. The only thing that can separate math from money are feelings. Math doesn't care how people feel about it. 1 + 1 will always equal 2, no matter how you feel about it equaling 2. See what I'm saying? All right, here's a few examples. Have you noticed the tax exempt box on a W-4? Have you noticed that box that anybody can just go in a W-4 and just check, right? It doesn't make any sense, okay? Ever wonder why it's there? Why is it so easy to select this choice? That doesn't make sense. That should be the key thing right there. That doesn't make sense. Everyone must pay taxes. It's the law, right? Yeah, sure. I want you to understand. Yeah, I'm sure there is a legal definition you can look up for. Yeah, sure, there is a legal definition for it. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my writing and I don't even know why I wrote it this way. I'm sure there's a legal definition, but I'm going to tell you guys the real definition. 85% of the US are in debt. Most are conditioned to believe taxes are the reason why they can't get financially ahead. They see this box and then they check it. The person believes the people that do this, they believe they're the only one doing it, though the economy clearly shows that they're not. The IRS lets the person get away with it for a few years, allowing them to trap themselves by adjusting their financial life to not paying taxes. Meaning they start financing even more things because they believe they have extra money. IRS agent comes knocking on the door asking for their money. The people will not have it because they have no idea what they've done nor how to fix it. IRS buries them in penalties and fees. They are now slaves to the economy, the one that everybody sees. Don't feel bad about it. Remember to remove your feelings, because this is all by choice. They're choosing not to believe math. They're choosing not to believe their own math. Here's another example. You now understand, I'm only talking to the people that are debt-free, speaking debt-free. You now understand that student loans are only second to the IRS debt. Yet student loans are so easy to get. People are conditioned to believe they will be nothing if they don't go to college, whether they have the money or not. Starting at age 18, they're able to borrow as much money as they wish and spend it on whatever they wish, school or not. Never questioning why, never once questioning, why is this money so easy to get? Burying themselves so deep, and now they bury themselves so deep and now have submitted themselves to a life of slavery to the economy. Okay, now they're slaves to the economy. Buried so deep, they don't even want to look at it anymore. And once they get to this point, the economy has them right where they want them, slaves. Without looking, some start to pay extra on their student loans, thinking they're paying down their debt. Without even looking, they just start paying extra, right? Never once noticing that the due date keeps getting pushed further and further and further out. They have no idea. Before paying extra, they must first call the student loan place and tell them to put all extra money on the principal. Here we go. That doesn't make sense, right? You automatically assume if you're paying extra, it's going to go towards the main balance, but it doesn't. That doesn't make sense, right? See that hint? If it doesn't make sense, that's a clue. This does make sense to the economy, the invisible economy that they can't see. Okay? Because if they don't call first, they'll place all that extra money on interest. Now, this is what they bank on. Most people see that due date getting pushed further and further out, and they don't say anything because they will look at it like a just in case they get into financial trouble. And they don't, and if they can't pay their student loans, they will automatically start to think, I'm cool. My student loans are not due for a long time, so they'll use that as a cushion or until they get back on their feet. And that's exactly what they want them to think. Exactly. They now believe their only way out. They're buried so deep and now believe their only way out is to work at the slave camps, aka student loan forgiveness programs. This is where they tell them where they're going to work, for how long, and for whatever wage they deem fit for the next 10 to 25 years. In order for our economy to run smoothly, the majority must remain thinking this way. In order for us to remain financially free, there must be volunteer slaves. Again, remove your feelings about it. This is all by choice. They are choosing to be slaves. All they have to do is stop, believe their own math, and they will be where we are today. That's all they got to do. They got to just choose to believe math. So don't involve your feelings. If you see them doing these things, you cannot say anything. They won't believe you. They won't understand you. Why? Because you're speaking debt free. So stop. Here's another example. Have you noticed employers are starting to ask to see an employee's credit report before hiring them? Are they checking to see if an employee has good credit before hiring him? That doesn't make sense. There you go. Doesn't make sense. They're not buying anything. They're trying to work there, right? It makes sense to the economy. It is to see how deep the people are in debt. If they're deep in debt, they will accept giving away the time in their life for a low wage and for free at the same time. They will accept starting on the low end of the pay scale and say nothing, even though inside they feel they deserve more. They will work through lunch. Here's the free part. They will work through lunch from home, answer emails, text messages, phone calls, all after hours, all for free, believing it's normal, believing they are being a team player. Okay? A team player working for free is nothing more than a volunteer slave. They don't know that. Okay? They don't know that. It's all by choice. Remove your feelings from it. If you start a business, remove your feelings. Your feelings will mess you up. It's all, but every time you see that, make sure you understand that they're doing this by choice. When it's time to open your own business, you must always remember, like I said, separate your feelings from your business by remembering it's all a choice. We can all choose to be on the side of the economy we wish, okay? By looking at a person's credit report, you'll be able to find two types of employees. This is if you start your own business. By looking at a person's credit report, you will be able to find two types of employees, the kind that are in debt and have no choice, and the ones that have credit reports that look like yours, ours. These people will work for you because they are choosing to work for you and not because they have to, okay? You know they will not work after, you will know they will not work after hours for free, never ask for overtime because they don't need it, nor do they want it. You will know they know time is the most valuable thing on earth, not money. You want your business to grow? You hire a management team that consists of people that are on the same side of the economy as you. See what I'm saying? You guys will all be on the same page. You will know how to do it, and you will know how to properly place employees in your company by their credit reports. It's clear as day on this side. It's clear as day. Look for the things that don't make sense. Those are always the clues to where the money is being made in the economy. It's clear as day. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. The end. So if you guys came to get the meat of the title of this video, that's the end. So you can leave or you can stay. Now, this is the question and answer portion of my show. Okay. For those of you that may have some questions on the topic, for those of you that may not have understood a word I was saying, what does that mean? Why is that? This is the place you can ask. This is the safe zone. This is where it's safe. My channel is the safe to come in here. It's safe to come in here and say, LJ, I don't know. Okay. All right. Let me move these notes. All right. Leroy, hello, best version. Okay, I will go to your channel and check it out, best version. BLNS Holding, good morning. Ryan, fattened up for the financial slaughter. Morning. Good morning, Ryan. Nicer, good morning. Chiz Players, good morning. Good morning. All right. Any questions? Any questions at all? I am here to answer any and all questions if you're up early enough. Even with what I just said. All right. And it could be questions on the topic of the video or not. It's totally up to you. But please hit that like button. Hit those likes. Please hit those like buttons. Please, please, please. And also, please subscribe if you have not. All right. Much appreciated. Trying to get to that 1,000. I'm almost there. It's slowly crawling there. You know what I'm saying? Good morning, Hyphy. What's up? Good morning. Thank you, Naima, as always. I appreciate it. Any questions this morning? Man, it's a Wednesday. Everybody rolling out of bed, getting to work. You guys out there, who's calling it hump day today? Who's that? Who's calling Wednesday hump day at work? If you are, stop doing that, okay? You're telling people that you don't want to be there. There might be financially free people at your job hearing you talk about hump day. And when you say that, you're just telling them that you're broke. Okay, because nobody works at a place that when you're debt free, you don't work at a place you don't want to work at. That just doesn't happen. Once you're financially free, you are going to quit if you're working at a place you don't want to work at. Okay, I promise you. I promise you. If you're looking forward to Friday, woohoo, happy it's Friday, whatever. That's because you don't want to be at the place you're at. That's why you're happy it's Friday. See, doesn't it just make sense? This is the place you come to if you want things to make sense. When Sunday comes and you're upset or you're bothered by it, but because you got to go to work Monday, those are all signs that you're in the debt matrix. Let me tell you guys something, okay? If you're in debt, I'm showing you something that you cannot see. How do you know I'm telling the truth? Because of my math. If my math makes sense, this is what you gotta catch yourself if you come in here and you're still not believing, right? If you see that the math makes sense and you still don't believe it, you got to question yourself. How come I don't believe my own math? How come I don't get it? Because you're conditioned to think that way. You're probably thinking, how come more people don't know about this? Because they're conditioned that way. All right, let me answer some questions here. All right. Ryan James says, random question. Do you have a vehicle or do you rely on other forms of transportation? Because I know owning a vehicle can be expensive. Well, Ryan, I do own a vehicle. I own a 1995 GMC Yukon two-door. Okay. GMC Yukon GT two-door. All right. And if you want to go look at it, yes, it's going to be 25 years old next year. Go look at it on my Instagram. I post pictures of it. That's what a debt-free vehicle looks like, okay? Because you have them, once you're financially free, you have money. So you have the money to fix your vehicles with new parts if they break, all right? All right, another question by Ryan. Thank you, Ryan, for the question. Ryan James says, when I was working 3 jobs 7 days a week, ooh, goodness gracious, Ryan, goddamn, every day was Monday. I bet it was. Hey, Ryan, I remember when I was trapped in the debt matrix. I remember people bragging on having many jobs, like 2 or 3 jobs. Oh yeah, I got more than 1 job. I got 3 jobs. I used to say to myself, why are you happy that you have 3 jobs? I don't even want 1. And they bragging about having 3? That doesn't make sense. Only people in the debt matrix think like that. I don't want 3 jobs. So what I did was I went out and got an education and got a computer engineering job to where I made enough to only have 1 job. Even though I didn't even want to work that job, I only wanted 1 job. Can you imagine having 3? You have no time for your personal health, to learn, to enjoy. Just time. Let me tell you something, you guys. Time is the most valuable thing on earth. Once you're financially free, you'll be able to see that, okay? I see 2 economies. There's the debt side and there's the debt-free side. Though they are separate, they must work together as one. They have to, else the whole thing wouldn't work. The whole thing would not work. I show you guys the other side of the economy that you cannot see. I promise you. I'm not saying anything spectacular here. I promise. Ryan says, oh, that's right. Hey, it works and it's clean. Exactly. Oh, it's better than just works, Ryan. I get people asking to buy that truck from me almost every single day. The answer is no. I know what I have. I got a Yukon GT two-door. You don't see many of those nowhere. You really don't. I haven't seen one yet since I've been in South Carolina. I haven't seen one yet. Not the Chevy two-doors, the GMC Yukon GT two-doors. You don't see them. Any other questions? Thank you, Ryan. Good question. Ryan James says, it gives the impression that you're making more income working multiple jobs instead of making enough to stay afloat. A job just over broke. Exactly, Ryan. Let me give you a analogy of what just over broke means, okay, Ryan? Because I love those questions. Check it out. Imagine you're in a small life raft, okay? Out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean in a small life raft, a one-person, single-person life raft, okay? In the middle of the Atlantic. Now, imagine that life raft being your job, and the Atlantic Sea being debt, okay? You're floating on top of the debt. Every now and then it gets rough. It gets rough, right? But you're still in there because you have a job. Once you lose that job, guess what? You sink into the debt. It's just waiting for you because you're in debt. That's what just over broke means. You're floating over it. And anything can puncture that plastic raft. Sharks, nails, trash in the water, whatever. You see what I'm saying? Many people live like that and they believe that that's normal. That's only normal to people in the debt matrix, people in the economy that they believe is the only economy. That's not the only economy. There's a whole other side, but it's a choice. And it's to come over here on this side of the economy, it's not free. There's a price. What's that price? Add up all your savings. Add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. I promise you. I'm going to type this out. All right, let me do that. Okay, I want to show you guys this. Savings minus debt equals your money in real life. Real life. Now all you got to do is believe it. Savings minus debt also means the price that you must pay to become financially free. That's your cost. That's how much it's going to cost you. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals the price of your financial freedom. That's what it equals. Are you willing to pay it? Because you have no choice. I promise you, don't let anybody in the debt matrix make you believe you're a homeowner while you have a mortgage. It's not your house. If you have a finance cell phone in your hand, you're in financial trouble, deep, big time. So imagine this. Imagine you have a mortgage, you have student loans, a finance phone, credit cards. You're buried. You're a slave. You're a slave. And if you're working in the student loan forgiveness programs, you're a slave. You're a slave. Whether you want to believe it or not, hey, I don't feel I should owe those medical bills. I don't feel like I owe their collections. They made me angry. Those are feelings. You better remove your feelings from your money. Remove your feelings. Any other questions, you guys? Any other questions? These are very good questions. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate that. Man, I might have came on too early. I don't see nobody jumping in here. You guys still out there? All right, let me, I'm sorry, Chiz Players. I didn't see your question. Chiz Player says, how did you purchase your truck? From a dealership, an auction, or private sale, or were you the original owner? Chiz Players, I bought that out of Craigslist. Somebody was selling it. And this person, she was a woman, and she said she had to, she knew what she had to, by the way. I was trying to lowball it, but she knew how rare this truck was. And she said, hey, I have a job and it's too far, and this truck is just eating too much gas, and she needed to sell it. See, she was in trouble. She couldn't afford the gas to get to the job. She probably didn't want to work. See what I'm saying? And I bought it from her. I don't know if that was the original owner, but I bought it 7 years ago. Okay. So no dealership. I wouldn't, first of all, Chiz Players, I would never step on a car lot to buy any car. Never. Not doing that ever. I would go to an auction, but always private sale, because remember, Chiz Players, 85% of Americans are in debt. So they're most likely you're going to get a person that's in debt that needs to sell a car. You're going to get it probably for half the price. It's really that simple. When you're out of debt, you don't have to go to car lots anymore. Those days are done. Nicer says, you need a savings minus debt anthem. Savings minus debt. That's real catchy. You know what? Right now, my slogan right now is savings minus debt equals financial freedom. All right. And like I said, I'm going to put that on a shirt. That will make people question. Like on the front, I said yesterday, on the front, I'm going to put Google hashtag savings minus debt. So when people see me walking towards them, they're going to look at it and say, what is that? Right. They're going to naturally open their phones and go see, right? Because I'm going to be the only one that's going to pop up on the Google search. And then on the back of my shirt, it's going to say equal financial freedom. They're going to be like, what does that mean? It's going to force them to go look. It's going to force them to go watch my videos. It's going to force them, because they're going to want to know what that means. Because when you read something like that on the shirt, you're not really offended by it. You're just like, what is that saving minus debt? Because they don't take it personally. They just go, okay. They're going to say it out loud and read it. They're not going to really know. They're not going to really understand what savings minus debt means. And then when they look on the back of the shirt, it's going to say equal financial freedom. Then they go, oh, savings minus, oh, and then they're going to go search. See, you got to make them catch. What's up, Mark? Good morning. Welcome. please don't forget this. Please don't forget to my PayPal for donations. I accept all donations. You guys are helping me stay out here. I'm not rich. I'm not retired. Okay, I want you guys to understand that. I'm just financially free. That means my finances are above zero. Okay. All right. There's my PayPal. There's my Cash App. That's what you want to see. Thank you and when you do the donations, please always put in why you're donating. Okay. I'd like to see that. Also drives me to hear what I've done for you without even having you be my client yet, right? You might have taken something from one of my videos and applied it, and it opened your eyes to see something, because I know how that feels, man, when your eyes open up to see something that was in front of you the whole time. Because everything I'm sharing with you guys is right in front of your face. Nothing, I see everything. I mean, this is a channel I will go deep on you so you guys can understand. I see a whole different economy. I see the real one. Somebody designed this economy. Somebody designed the system. I promise you, it works perfectly. And there's plenty of room over here. Don't fall for what people say. Oh, the rich are mean, the rich are bad people. No, they're not. They just know something you don't know. They speak debt free. They're not mean, evil. And trust me, when you're on this side, there's plenty of room for everybody. There's plenty of room. There is no competition, because I've had people say, hey, man, you trying to be like Dave Ramsey? No, that was my mentor. When you're on this side, there is really no competition. There's room for everybody. You guys just got to come up with your own twist, and then that's it. There's nothing special. Okay. All right. Let me put up some. BL&S Holding says, he's talking to chess players. Plenty of military service members are in too much debt or get deployed and sell their cars on bases all over the country. Oh yeah, wow. I didn't even know about that one, BL&S. I didn't even know that. All right, Mark says, was talking to a coworker, brought up debt, and the conversation that conversation ended quickly. Exactly. They don't want to talk about it. That's why, check it out. That's why you can come here and feel safe, because trolls are not even going to come in here. Money, check it out. The economy is designed to make people scared of it, unknown of it, be wary of it. That's by design, people. I promise you, you come on this side, that's by design. And Mark says, it was exactly what you said. I told you, Mark. And check it out, Mark. Check it out. I'm not saying anything fancy. Ask yourself, I know it sounds like, man, how did LJ know that? Because I see it. It's obvious. It is obvious. The secret to becoming rich is calling it a secret. People in the debt matrix will believe it's a secret when it's not a secret. Whoever came up with that is brilliant. They're brilliant. They're brilliant. How in the world, like, for example, how in the world did the banks convince millions of people that they're homeowners while having 30-year mortgages? 30 years? That means they're promising the bank money that doesn't even exist yet. They haven't even made the money, and they're promising it to the bank. They're going to earn it using the time in their life, something that they can never get more of. But they promise it to the bank. Hey, bank, I haven't made it yet, but I promise it to you for that thing I'm living in that I believe it's mine. How they do that, I do not know how they did that. But once you're on this side of the economy, you must respect the banks, respect how they did it, figure out how they convince people that they are homeowners while having a 30-year mortgage. That's the key. Figure it out. Good morning, Norvell. What Norvell says, what's up, Savings Minus Debt family? I like that. Norvell. Appreciate that. Norvell says, I'm paying my student loans online and pay extra every month. Do I still have to contact them to put the extra money? Hey, this is the sign, Norvell. Every time you pay extra, is your due date getting pushed further and further out? Like say like you paid extra this month and now your payment is not due in December, it's due in January. Are your due dates getting pushed further and further out? If the answer is yes, they're applying that money to interest. That's how you know. Now, if your payment was 300, right, and you paid 500 and your payment is still due the following in December, they're putting most likely they're putting it on principal. I wouldn't even trust that. I would still call them. But the dead giveaway is if you're paying extra and your due date keeps getting pushed further and further out, they're applying it towards interest. That's by design. That's to make people in the debt matrix feel, just in case if they get into some kind of financial trouble, they'll say to themselves, hey, at least I don't have to pay my student loan for a few months. That's exactly what they want them to think. That's exactly how they want them to think. Whoever came up with this is brilliant. Believe that. Welcome to this side of things. Welcome. I want you guys to understand this. You come over here, there is no going back. Please don't forget to hit that like button. Please, please, please. Free 30-minute consultation right there. Email me a date, time, and your phone number. All right, a good time. I'm on East Coast time, by the way. Get those likes up, please. Get those likes up. Donations. There's my Cash App. Cash App for donation. There's my PayPal for donations. Nicer says, I think banks did that because status is everything to prisoners of debt. Yes, that's true, Nicer. That's true. And remember, banks understand that they don't involve their feelings in the debt, you know, how people feel about debt, you know. They understand that people love, just like you said, status. And they love pretending to others that they have money by financing things. They believe in the debt matrix. If they finance a Cadillac Escalade to the rest of the world in the debt matrix, they would believe that person has money. Or say like I was watching this show. Let me give you an example. I was watching this show, a reality show. My woman actually watches, but it's about these women, these black women doctors that are money something, I forgot, some reality show. Anyway, there was this one couple, one dude's a doctor. He's really overweight. I don't know if you guys watch the show. Really overweight doctor, and he's married to a woman that she doesn't work, right? And I remember last season or a couple seasons ago, they were talking about they were in debt. They had to get out of debt. They had to downsize. And then I pop on, I come up in the room. My girlfriend's watching it, right? And now they're even in a bigger house than before. I'm like, they're in the debt matrix, I promise you. Now, do I know this literally? No, I don't know this literally, but I promise you, if I saw that doctor's credit report, I guarantee you he's in debt. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. It just doesn't make sense. Just last year, you were talking about you in debt, but this year you're not? Sorry, something doesn't look right. And the house is just huge, and it's just them. I don't know if that's for TV. I don't really know if they even live there. They say they call it reality TV shows, but it's so far from reality. I can't take it. I can't watch that show. I can't watch any reality shows. I can't do it. Any other questions? Man, 9 o'clock might be too early for people, for most. Oh man. Welcome, you guys. Welcome, welcome. These are good questions. Any other questions while I'm in here? Man, this one don't seem like it's going to go a couple hours. You guys at work? Where you guys at? Where you guys at? You in the car? Where you at? You driving in the car? Any other questions? Man, this is going to be a short one today. Please don't forget to hit that like button. This, like I said, this particular video is for people that are out of debt. The topic of this video, at least, people are out of debt and just like, now what, LJ? What do I do now? What's up with that? What do I do now? Because you're going to be like you understand that you're like a newborn baby in this new financial world, a world that you couldn't see. And for those of you guys that are watching, I want you guys to understand something, okay? For me, I realized debt was a lot of noise. It was a lot of things keeping me from my purpose here, my vision, my passion. Debt was just noise blocking the way. Once I removed debt, I could see. Ryan says, people too busy at the plantations like me. Exactly, Ryan. And say that to yourself, Ryan. Say just like that. I'm at the plantation. That will sink. Let me tell you something. Let's go a little deeper. That will sink into your subconscious. Now, remember this, Ryan, though. Remember this. Okay, I want you to remember this. When you say things out to the universe, okay, the universe doesn't determine if whatever you're saying is bad or good. And I'm saying, think of the universe as your subconscious, okay? Your subconscious doesn't care. It doesn't differentiate between what you're saying as good or bad. It just hears what you hear what you say, and it just believes it. Okay? It just believes, hey, I'm at a plantation. I hate it here. It just says, okay, well, I'm gonna just give you more of it. Sounds like if you're saying it, that must be what you want. So I'm gonna keep giving you more of it. But if you start saying things like, I want to work for myself, it's time for me to become debt free. I need to have no debt. If you keep saying that, your subconscious is going to say, oh, okay, here, I'll show you. I'll start doing things. You say this to the universe. You say, hey, the universe will bring it to you. It'll be like, oh, this person's saying he doesn't want to be in debt. He doesn't want to work at this job anymore. Let me put things in place to make it happen. Right? That's how it works. Hey, what's up, Fred? Good morning. Yes. See beyond the debt matrix. That's what I teach. I help you guys see beyond the debt matrix by identifying the glitches in the debt matrix. And the glitches in the debt matrix are things that don't make mathematical sense. And if they don't make mathematical sense, they don't make financial sense either. See what I'm saying? Quentin says talking about debt with most people becomes a funny topic. Do you mean by funny topic by their response, or they're being funny about it? What do you mean by that, Quentin? Fred says you are not by yourself being on the plantation. Hey, just so you guys know, Fred, in order for us on the other side of outside the debt matrix, in order for us to remain free, in order for us to build wealth, to become rich, the majority must remain on the plantation. That's just the way the economy works. It's all by choice. Everybody's on the plantation. Everybody's in the debt matrix because they're choosing to be there. They're choosing not to believe math. I promise you. Ryan says, I hear that, only temporary, so I can save up enough to build my own. Get out of debt first, Ryan, so you can save up real money. I'm not saying, I don't know if you're in debt or not, but I'm saying if you are in debt, you get out of debt first, because it's mathematically impossible to save money if you're in debt. That's mathematically impossible. So don't try. You can't. It's against math. Good morning, Jennifer. Good morning. And I like that. Jennifer says, good morning, LJ and the finance family. Yes, good morning. What's the name said earlier? He said, well, good morning to the SavingsMinusDebt family. I like that. I like that. Thank you, Naima. Appreciate that. All right. Mark says, after debt is working for a few years to build up cash flow, smart or avoid major expenses like financing, being in 30s and all I think I got some time to enjoy afterwards. Check it out. Good question, Mark. Very good question. I put it this way. I say yes, only if you're working at a place that you enjoy, because I promise you this, Mark, if you're working at a place that you do not like working at, you will quit. You will leave there and go find a place that you do enjoy working at. Of course, that's the only way you can build wealth is your best fastest wealth building tool is you, your job. You treat your finances like a business. Always ask yourself, if my finances were a business, would I still be in business? If the answer is no, you need to change that by starting there. All right. And of course, Mark, when you're out of debt, it's not hard not to finance things. It's not hard to avoid major expenses. Why? Because once you've done what it takes to get out of debt, accidents like that don't happen. You don't accidentally finance a car. You don't accidentally max out your credit card. That does not happen, I swear to you, because you know what financial freedom feels like. Nothing trumps it, Mark. There is nothing like financial freedom. I promise you, there's nothing like it. You won't let anybody disturb it. I will never let anybody disturb my financial freedom. Christmas comes up, it'd be like, hey, LJ, you gonna buy anybody gifts? If I have no money, I'm gonna say, no. They're gonna say, why not? I'm broke. It's impossible for me to buy gifts if I have no money. That's impossible. You say that, you will say that. Hey, LJ, can I borrow some money? No, why not? I have no money for you to borrow. Well, you've been out there on your own for 4 years. You must be rich. I don't care what you think. That's your feeling about it. So what? See what I'm saying? Norvell says, is child support considered part of the debt matrix? You better believe it. You better believe. Well, it's a debt. But I tell you one thing like this, Norvell, let me explain something to you. So let me give you some insight. Okay. When I was working, I was making 6 figures. You know how much my child support was for one kid? $1,100 a month. $1,100. One child. That didn't even include the outside expenses. You know, the out-of-pocket medical expenses, blah, 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 right? Didn't even include that. But check it out, Norvell. If I was financially free, making $160,000 a year, I would have paid that child support a year in advance just so I won't have to be bothered with it. How much is it? Okay, here's $12,000. See you next year. Child support won't be nothing. You have to pay that. You can't bankrupt it. It's not going anywhere. You don't bury yourself in back child support payments. Don't do that. Figure out if it's something, how you feel about child support. If you feel that strongly, you go to court, get a lawyer, you hire a lawyer. They're worth every penny, because the long run, you're going to pay, period. I'm not saying not pay it, but I'm just saying, understand that if you, like, for example, if you separate from the person you having a child with and you guys are on good terms and you're just paying out of pocket, I want you guys to understand this. Fellas, if that situation changes, the money that you're giving doesn't exist outside the contract of the state. So if you walk into court and say, hey, yeah, I've been giving my baby's mom this much money per month, they're going to say, good, that's what you're supposed to do. Why are you telling us that? So what? That doesn't count how much you're going to be paying now. See what I'm saying? You go, even on good terms, you go to the court, say, hey, baby, we're going to write this up legally so we can just do this and that. That's for the both of you. That's not, so just in case if something doesn't work out, one person gets mad at something or whatever, that doesn't change what's on paper. Okay. William says, speak on the mental struggle of having over $1,000 saved in the emergency fund, but at the 3 to 6 months of living expenses, yet not wanting to pay off debt. Okay, that's a good question, William. Thanks for the question, man. What that is conditioning. That's the mental conditioning that is programmed in you since a child. That's mental conditioning programmed into you by the collective. The collective live in the debt matrix, so they don't look at math. They imagine your feelings are involved. Oh man, I feel like I need to have this money for 3 to 6 months expenses. I get it, but it's not really there. They just feel like it's there. And if they just do the math, add up all their savings, add up all their debt, savings minus debt equals how much money they have in real life, they would see that money that they believe is in their bank account is not there. Now, at this point, they must look at that number. Now, this is the hard part. They must believe the number. They must believe their own math. That's the only way to get over that anxiety, that conditioning mindset. That's all. It's just conditioning. But William, I must tell you this on the flip side. In order for people like me, rich people, wealthy people, financially free people like me, rich people, wealthy people that are financially free, the remainder, the majority of people in the debt matrix, the collective must remain believing that. They must remain scared. They must remain fearful. It's a hard truth, but it's a choice. Okay. Black Knight says retirement is not an age. It's a money number, right? That's true. Black Knight, that's also part of the conditioning. They got people believing that retirement is an age. Retirement has nothing to do with age. You can retire anytime you wish. It's not 65. Like when you hear him saying things like, oh man, they moved the retirement age. For who? For the average. Whenever you hear something like that, to say, oh, the retirement age is this now, the average, every time you hear the average, always remember this. The average is millions upon millions of people making the same financial decisions as one. So when the retirement age is moved, they're talking about the average. The average car payment is this. They're talking about the average people in the average. I'm not average. So they're not even talking to me. The only reason why I look at the average is so when it's time to sell, I sell to the average. Hey, you guys believe that? Cool. All right, here, buy this, sell that. That's what car dealerships, all that stuff, all that. Norvell says, I only pay $300 a month with 5 years to go. All right, man. I don't know how many kids you have or how that works, and if you're on good terms, good luck. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if she changes her mind, takes you back to court, you ain't going to be paying $300 a month. I hate to tell you that. You guys must have worked that out amongst yourselves. Is that on paper or is that just an agreement between you two? Norvell says that 3 to 6 month emergency fund is hard to attain. If you're in debt, Norvell, the answer is yes. When you're out of debt, look, put it this way. When you're out of debt and you're financially free, you don't really look at your money as 3 to 6 months emergency fund because you will always have money in there. First of all, I don't think about money. I don't think about, oh, do I have 3 to 6 months living? No, I don't even think like that. I have money in there. Okay. Once you're out of debt, you know exactly how much money you can live comfortably on for a whole year. You know exactly how much. And it's not as much as people believe. It's not at all, man. It's not at all. I kid you not. Right now, if I calculated my expenses, I probably live on between $30,000 and $35,000 a year. Easy, comfortably, do everything I want. Check it out. So you guys understand. When I met my woman, she lives in South Carolina. I lived in Seattle. I flew across the United States like it was nothing. I would go there every other month, stay a couple of weeks, bring her up for a couple of weeks. We would go back and forth. We went to family reunion in California, Texas. We did everything the last 2 years, anything we wanted, because what? We're financially free. Not rich, financially free. There's a difference. Now, people on the outside, especially on my Facebook, I know they're looking at me like, oh, Linnell's rich. His business must be booming, this and that. No, I just don't have any debt. When I pull up to the gas station, I look at the gas price, but I don't put $5, $10 in it. I just click the handle, put the handle up, and wait till it clicks until it's full. I don't want to keep wasting my time coming to the gas station, putting $5 and $10 in my gas tank. That's stupid. Jennifer says, some people have money in their savings but won't use it to pay off debt. Exactly. You know why, Jennifer? Because they believe they have money in their savings. This is how the other economy works. As long as people believe they have money in their savings that doesn't exist, it's just digital. All it is digital numbers on the screen when they log into their account. It's not really money. They just believe it's money. Nicer says a child is not the same as a car note or a house payment. Exactly. It's not the same. Not even trying to compare the two, but It is what it is. It's what you have to pay. That's part of your expenses. Norvell says we on good terms. It's on paper. Never had an issue with, and that's Norvell. Hey, I'm happy for you. I've come across dudes that have been in situations like you. And hey, man, mine wasn't like that. Okay. I was in court every 2 years. In Washington State, they can legally bring you back every 2 years to court to redefine the child support. And I chose, and I'm not blaming the woman I was with during the time I was angry at her, but she is the way she is. Had I known to become financially free, what she was doing to me financially wouldn't even have affected me because she wouldn't understand how I was living. I would have been like, hey, $1,000, okay, cool, whatever. Here's 12,000. Leave me alone. Don't bother me for a year. You come back every 2 years? Yeah, sure. And then you know what? Now that when I was financially free, I wouldn't have had to make as much money as I did, or at least I thought I did. I could have worked for 50,000 a year. And then child support would have been dropped, period, but whatever. All right. Fred says, LJ, I know you give the analogy on feelings using math and the shortage in the paycheck. How long did it take you to remove your feelings from math and money? That's a good question, Fred. How long did it take? You know what, Fred? I don't look at it as a time. I look at it as once I became financially free, that was just it was a natural occurrence. And this is why, because once I became financially free, I knew it was just math. The thing that set me free, Fred, that I applied math to my finances. Once I saw how easy it was, this is what I started. I was so happy. I was trying to tell all my friends and family, right? And I was trying to tell them, hey, it's just math. Hey, check it out. Look, they refused to look or accept that it was just math. And then once I realized it was by choice, that's what makes it easy to say no, because they're choosing to ignore their own math. Oh, you don't want to. Hey, Linnell, you're financially free. You can give me some money. Oh, no, I can't, but I can show you how to do it. I ain't trying to hear all that, LJ. Then you ain't trying to borrow no money from me. If I let you borrow money and you have no idea what the problem is, why you need to borrow money, the 9 times out of 10, we're going to fight about getting my money back. Because you ever notice how people that borrow the money, they always forget that they borrowed it from you. They never forget who to come to, but they always forget when to pay it back or what date. Oh man, I can't believe, you know what happened to me? I was at work. I got a flat. My dog died. My sister had she pulled her nail and I had to run up. They have excuses after excuses after excuses. I'd rather have them mad at me saying no to them than them owe me money. That's the worst, to have somebody owe you money and then you get on their Facebook or Instagram and they're buying all kind of new shoes and purses and they owe you $100. That's a problem. I avoid all that by removing my feelings and saying no. Norvell said, I'm very lucky. I'm 40 and we met at 20. You are very lucky, Norvell. Very lucky. I know only one other friend of mine throughout my life that has been just as lucky as you. Has no idea what the court system is. Thank God you never had to deal with it, okay? You do not want to be wrapped up in that family court system, I promise you. I think like this, and this is a little bit off topic, but I want you guys to understand this. Fellas, and women too, whatever, bring your daughters, bring your sons, take them to a court session. I don't know in your state if you can walk into these court sessions, but I know in Washington, you can walk in and just sit in there and listen to them. Take your children to one of these court dates and sit them in the back so they can watch and see if they have a child by the wrong person. This is what they can look forward to, part of this system. And I promise you, you better believe the family court system is a business. It's a business for people who ignore the thinking long term. Like if I have a kid by somebody and it doesn't work out, I might end up in the court system. We might not agree on how to raise our child, blah, 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 blah. We don't even pay attention. And the court system is in place for people that decided not to think. You better believe it. It is a business and it is big business because check it out. When you get into that family court system, what is the main thing involved with the both parties? Feelings. One's getting mad at the other. They're trying to take and destroy the other one financially. And who is profiting? The machine, the system, the family court system. And I'm not saying anything negative about the family court system. Why? Because it's business. It's business. You got to come into the family court system and cross your fingers and hope the judge is in a good mood. You got to figure out if they're for men or women. No. I'm not putting my finances and my life into somebody that's wearing a robe up there. They're human too. They might have feelings, bad or good. They might not like black, white people, man, woman, the guy that might have a good job and the girl that ain't doing that. No. You don't want that, I promise you. Norvell says, should I take a second job and apply the entire paycheck towards my 38? Yes. Yes, you take a second job and act like you're not even getting paid by your second job. You take that whole check and apply it to debt. So you won't have to have two jobs. Two jobs is temporary. Hell, get three. You get out of debt even faster. Understand that it's just temporary. Norvell, your whole life will change. I promise you. There's nothing like financial freedom. You'll see the economy that most people don't see. If you came in late on this video, go back and watch it when it's over. There's an economy that people don't see. It's invisible to them. I promise you. I'm giving you guys the hints right now. I'm giving you guys the hints. You can go and borrow student loan money as much as you want. You don't even have to spend it on school. You can buy tires, rims, clothes, loan some to your friends, go to school for 5 credits so you can get that check. People do it all the time, never once realizing, why is that money so easy to get and why is it free? Why is this money free? How come they don't care if I spend the money on a stereo system? Because you will be a slave. We need slaves to work in our economy. We need slaves, especially the slaves that don't know they're slaves. The slaves that believe everybody has a car payment. Even though I'm telling them, hey, I'm financially free, I don't have a car payment. Yes, everybody does. Everybody has a car payment. They still say everybody. You can't even talk to them. They don't understand that you must remove your feelings from your money. When they say, hey, everybody has a car payment, that's how they feel. That's not true. If you're financially free and you're talking to a person like that and you say, hey, I don't have a car note, they still not going to believe you because they're only speaking in debt. William says, when they owe you, they remove their feelings. No. Hey, check it out, William. They don't remove their feelings. You know why? They get upset at you for asking back your own money. Oh, why you tripping? Oh, you got it. That little $100 ain't nothing to you. Why are you tripping like that? I'm tripping now because I want my money. And they get an attitude, and then they're working up a way to be mad at you. So they feel in their mind they don't have to pay you back because they got mad at you for asking for your own money back. That's why you never loan people that are in the debt matrix money ever. Because you don't want to be caught up in that situation, explaining that to them. Norvell says, I heard the government will garnish your Social Security check if you still have student loan debt. Is that true? Yes. Norvell, they will take your taxes, your student loan, your Social Security check, garnish your wages. You don't get a free education, slave. You're a slave. You think you just to take their money and just walk away? No, sir. You don't get to do none of that. They have full power. They really want you. This is what they really want. They want to bury you so deep in the debt, so deep in student loan debt, you start to believe you will never pay it off. And once you believe that, they have you. If anybody listening to this, if you believe deep down in your heart that you don't believe you will ever pay off your student loan debt, you will be a slave until you're dead. You will never be able to feel what I'm telling you about right now. It will be mathematically impossible for you. Mathematically impossible. You'll never feel financial freedom ever. Understand that. If you believe you'll never pay off your student loan debt, you will be a slave until you're dead. Good morning, Beauty Jock. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Beauty Jock says, taking a child to court would be great teaching tool. It would allow them to see the consequences of poor decisions. Exactly, Beauty Jock. Once I got out of debt, I thought that was an amazing idea. Wait till they're about, when they start doing the boy girl craziness, right? They go through the puberty, right? You take them to the court system so they can see it. They'll probably look at it like, what the hell? That won't happen to me. My boyfriend loves me. He wouldn't, all that stupid nonsense they think as a young child, right? Just plant the seed so they can see what happens when it doesn't work out. Because if you sit there, like, this is what made me come up with this, Beauty Jock. Check it out. When you go to court for family services, child support, whatever, right? You have to wait your turn. So you're sitting in the back and you're hearing everybody's story because they do it right in front of everybody. They do it right in front of everybody. And some of the stories I was listening to, I was like, oh my God. Like this particular one, I was listening to a dude, they were getting a divorce, and yet he was paying her mortgage, the car note, everything where she lived. And she was saying, yeah, I can't afford it because I go to school. I'm a student. What? You're a grown woman. He was doing it for like 5 years. Till finally, in this particular case, the judge had enough and said, hey, you've been at this for 5 years. He's not doing this no more. And finally, he stopped. The judge stopped all that. But dang, 5 years? Oh, man, they need to see that. Jennifer says, there's nothing like financial freedom. Love it. Love that, LJ. We need to have discipline when it comes to our finances and financial goals. Exactly. And you know what, Jennifer? Let me tell you something. Once you're financially free, it's really not, you don't have to be disciplined anymore. I'm not really disciplined. It's my lifestyle now. This is just what I do. I don't walk on car lots and finance them. I don't max out my credit card. I just don't do stuff like that. It's natural. It's not a struggle. It's only hard when you're in the process. That's it. Once you're out of the process, because you feel that this is the key thing. When you're paying off debt, this is the very important part. When you're paying off debt, you're feeling everything you already spent. So when you get your check and you hand it straight to the debt that you're going to, you're just the middleman and you're going to be like, ooh, ouch, 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 ouch. But then one day it stops because nothing will be there to pay. And guess what? That money just goes in the bank. Boom, boom. And it'll stack so freaking fast. And then that's when the emotional part in. This is why my last package is so expensive, because once you're on this side, you're going to go through a lot of emotions. And you're going to need somebody to talk to about those emotions. And if the majority of people are in debt, there's nobody going to be able to talk to. I promise you, they're not going to understand what you mean, why you're going through what you're going through, because this is what happened to me. I started to see all the things that were in front of my face the whole entire time. And then I realized how easy it was to become a millionaire with just having a regular job. That's what's going to piss you off. You're going to be able to see the path to becoming a millionaire. There's really no limit. I'm just saying million because people like to hear that name. Million, billions, whatever. They like to hear those names that sound big, right? It's just a name. And then you'll see the path where you want to be. You'll see your passion. You'll see what you want to do for a living. Because I believe this. Everybody has in the back of their mind what they would love to be doing for a living, but they hold it off because they're like, hey, I know I want to do that, but it's not going to make enough money for me to live the way I'm living. Exactly. You're exactly right. And if you're deep in debt with everything you finance, cars, clothes, shoes, you're exactly right. You'll never have enough money to live your dream ever because you're in debt. And you're causing your own self to stay there. This is what I went through for the first year. I went through all kinds of phases. The only thing that got me out of it is because I didn't work for a year. I had not even a job to distract me. I was by myself and I could just hear, see, learn, do all this stuff. You go up and down. You be like, God damn, if I didn't finance 3 or 4 or 5 cars through my life, you know how many thousands of dollars I could have had in the bank? Damn, if I knew that every time I finance something, I was financing taxes too. Oh my God. You just go through all these emotions and you need somebody to talk to. But guess what? I couldn't call any of my friends. They're in debt. They don't know they're in debt. So I couldn't talk to them about it. I couldn't talk to my family. They didn't know. That's what it is, period. See you later, Nicer. You have is your phone already dead, Nicer? Norvell says, do most people on average fall back in the debt matrix once they've gotten out of debt matrix? My brother just paid off his car and he is now talking about finance. He's in the debt matrix. He just paid off his car and he's talking about financing another one. He's in the debt matrix. He doesn't know what he did. He doesn't know he paid off his car. Now, Norvell, I did the same thing. Back in my past, I paid off a car. I took that car. Check it out. This is what you don't see. I drove that car in and I said, oh, this is paid off. I deserve a new one. I drove it in the car lot. They give you pennies for your trade in because I was so focused on the new car, and I got back into another $20,000, $30,000 car note. It doesn't make any sense, but I was trapped in the debt matrix. He is in the debt matrix. He's not out of the debt matrix because once you're out, you never do things like that. You don't say, oh, I'm going to go finance a car. You would never do that ever. So when you say people get out of debt matrix, if you get out of the debt matrix, you got to know what you're doing. You got to know that the debt matrix exists. Because I promise you, Norvell, if you even ask your brother, hey, you ever heard of the debt matrix? He won't know what you're talking about. He'd be like, what are you talking about? What's the debt matrix? What's that? Oh, people that finance cars. What do you mean? I just paid off mine. Yeah, I'm going to get another one, but I deserve it. Whatever, they talk debt. Beauty Jock says discipline will become a habit and habits become lifestyle. Exactly, Beauty Jock. I don't think about 3 to 6 months emergency fund. I just have money in there that I will know that will last me for well over a year. It's not even that's not even a concern, because once you get out of debt, you'll see how much you can live on because you know exactly how much money you have. And you know how much money exactly is going out. You can be like, oh, okay, this is much on this, that. I can live off $35,000 a year. Cool. And if you have $100,000 a year job, $50,000 a year job, you are stacking money. You're in a whole new world. Tom Petty, I'm an hour late to the party, but I'm happy I made the live today. Welcome, Tom Petty. Good morning, everybody. Nice seeing you all. Learning about financial freedom. Man, I'm telling you. Oh, Nicer says it's got 10 more minutes before her phone dies. I kind of think it's cool that I burn your phone out all the way down. You got to bring your charger. Like I said, you must have an Apple phone, right? Or did we already discuss that? Did we already discuss that? Oh man, I love it though. I love that you guys listen to me on your drive. You listen to me at work, especially you guys at work. I appreciate that because you're in your cubicle or wherever your office is, and you're like, damn, LJ is speaking some truth. I don't even want to be here. I'm here because of that car outside, that 2019 Jig-a-Bob newfangled leather. I'm here because of that. I'm here because I wanted that new car smell. That's why I'm here. Damn it. And then you're looking around at your boss and your coworkers, and they're here for the same reason you are, because they have to be. Damn it. I don't want to affect your work. Okay? I don't want to affect your job, your work. Okay. I don't want to do that. Jennifer says, I know 2 people who have filed multiple bankruptcies. How does that even happen? Check it out, Jennifer. I'll tell you how that happens. They're filing multiple Chapter 13s. Why? Because they allow that. Here, check it out, Jennifer. Here they take people in Chapter 13. Chapter 13 is a business. They take people in financial trouble, put them in Chapter 13 bankruptcy. They're in Chapter 13 because they couldn't follow a financial plan of their own, right? So they put them in this plan for 5 years, and people really believe they're going to follow this plan just because it's Chapter 13. The most people, The people believe once they get filed Chapter 13, they really believe they have extra money. I don't know why they think that. They just think that because Chapter 13 allows you to keep filing over and over and over again because you keep starting over and over again. It's just a repetitive process. They keep filing because they want to keep all the things that they own. Oh man, Chapter 13 allows me to keep my house, which they don't own. It allows me to keep my car, which they don't own. They don't own none of it, but yet they still believe they own it. Whatever, it's the business, whatever. So they keep filing, and then they're forever trapped in the loop. They don't know they're trapped in the loop, but they are. Chapter 13 is, do you know the failure rate of Chapter 13? 67% of people fail at Chapter 13. 67%. If you're wrapped in Chapter 13 right now, that is the debt matrix at its finest. Imagine being trapped in the debt matrix with student loans, which you can't bankrupt anyway, with IRS debt, which you can't bankrupt anyway, and then you're inside the Chapter 13 in the cars that you're upside down in collections. What people don't understand in Chapter 13, when you're in it, yeah, the creditors can't bother you while you're in it, but remember, the stuff that you have, all your debts that are wrapped into Chapter 13, the interest keeps accruing. It keeps accruing, right? And then when people mess up in the Chapter 13 and get kicked out, the creditors are allowed to get back on you. And guess what? They owe even more than before. Oh man, it's just horrible. That's why if you hear somebody, Jennifer, keep refiling Chapter 13, they are in major, major financial trouble. And if you're hearing them saying that, they don't even know they are. They're never getting out, ever. Rebel Zoe, thank you for the info, brother. Could you drop a link to your program? Well, here, let me throw my I don't have a program like that. I create the program for you, right? And you just email me right there, Rebel. You email me there, and then we set up a date and time for me to talk on the phone with you because everybody is an individual. For now, this is the way I do it. You call, you set up a date and time. We get on there for the free 30-minute phone call, 30-minute consultation, and then we go from there. And then once I hear you, I know which one of my packages to offer you. Okay. Okay. Black Knight says people in the debt matrix believe they are expressing wealth by spending money they don't have in the bank. Exactly. And that's the way the economy works, Black Knight. That's the only way the wealthy stay wealthy. Financially free people stay financially free because the majority of the debt matrix believe they express wealth by financing things. So if people finance cars and then what they don't realize, Black Knight, they're only impressing other people in the debt matrix. When I see things like that, I look at a Bentley as a thing. I look at Gucci as a thing, Gucci shirt, pants, belt, whatever. It's just a thing. It's not worth the price that Gucci's saying and on. They just made people believe it. That's it. Nothing more. And people get online talking about, hey man, I just dropped $600 for this Gucci belt. And you're saying that out loud? I just want to jump on and say, you're only impressing people in the debt matrix because it didn't really cost that much to make that belt. Gucci just made you believe it cost that much. I said nothing. And I'm not hating on Gucci. I want to go to the advertiser and say, hey, Gucci, how'd you guys make people believe that belt's worth $800 when you made it for probably $5, maybe $10? Mr. Union says he's at the railroad. Mark, I'm in traffic for 40 minutes to just get to the train station. I see broke people mad. Hey, check it out. Mark, look to your left. I'm going left. Look to your right. Look at the facial expressions of everybody. Look at the facial expressions of everybody. Everybody that is there, they don't even know why they're there. They just believe that's just part of life. Traffic is just part of life. They must be there. Not at all. You don't have to be there. That's a choice. Most of them are there. And check it out, Mark. Most of them are there because of themselves. They're in the very thing that's keeping them there. The car they're financing. They're there in traffic, financing a car. The car is the very reason why they're in the traffic, and they don't even know it. And then the state just picks people in the debt matrix off. Just it's like fishing in a barrel. They go, oh, okay, cool. They don't have any choice but to be in this traffic. At least that's what they believe. Hey, check it out. Let's put in some carpool lanes and adjust the pay according to the hour to where now those lanes will be empty while they're sitting in traffic. Guess what? They're going to be sitting there mad because they're there and they're going to keep looking at that empty lane. They're going to keep looking at that empty lane. And then some are going to they're going to let their feelings take over. And then they're just going to jump in the lane. And guess what? They're going to get pulled over, get $100-something fine for it. That's money in the bank. Or they're going to say, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pay this fee to be in this lane. And then they're going to pay it. Either way, they're going to pay. That's business. Don't mix your feelings in it. It's business. Because check it out. They don't have to be there. They don't have to be in that traffic. They're choosing to be there. Rebel Zoe says, I'm starting a second job in December 2nd, just to get help out of the debt matrix. Reach out to me. There's my email. You got my email, Rebel. Sooner the better, okay? Sooner the better. Sooner the better you start. I can create a plan for you. I promise I can help you out. I promise you. And you're going to learn what I'm doing. I'm going to teach you what I'm doing to get you out. And it's going to make sense. All you got to do is believe math. That's all. You got to believe your own math, okay? All right, Quentin says a 2019 Yukon Denali will cost about $80,000. I'm willing to bet those vehicles maybe cost $10,000 to make. Exactly. GMC made people believe that truck is worth $80,000. And check it out. It's not even $80,000 to them. It's more than that because they're financing it for 72 months. Check it out. Listen to me. Listen to this slowly, Quentin. It's $80,000 plus tax. Those two together, and then they wrap that into a finance plan. So they're not only are they paying taxes like everybody has to pay taxes, but they're financing taxes on top of the $80,000 for 72 months. They're so deep in the debt matrix, they have not a clue, but yet they're driving that car, believing that truck is theirs, and showing everybody else in the debt matrix that's going to see it with the new 2019 Denali and think they're rich, think they got money. For us that are financially free, for the wealthy, they're looking at people like that saying, thank you. Thank you for financing that truck. Make sure you show all your friends so they can do the same. Thank you very much. I have a friend. I mentor him. He's like 22 right now. He has a small car lot. He is a multimillionaire. And he's 22. And every time a person comes on this lot, it doesn't matter, all ages, my age, come on this lot financing cars, right? And if they come on the lot thinking he says a lot of them will come on their lot and they come on with a nice car in a suit. They have a good job, but they're broke and they want to trade in this car. And he tells them, no, sorry, you're upside down in the car. They'll get mad. Like, don't you see me? Don't you see what kind of car I have? And you know what they say to him? Hey, let me speak to the owner. You know how embarrassed the older person that has all this that must hear when they hear him say, I am the owner. 22, 23 years old, and turns to a person my age, 50 years old, deep in debt, thinking he's the sheezy because he has a good job, good credit, and a car that's a nice car, but he's upside down in, right? And a young kid like that who is debt-free running his business turns to that grown person and says, I am the owner. Can you imagine how that must make a person feel? He's killing the game. He's killing the game, killing it. I'm going to have him on as a guest. I'm gonna reach out to him. I want him to be my guest. I want you guys to see him. I want you to hear the stories. I want you to hear it from the horse's mouth. I want you guys to hear it. And I'm going to announce this. I'm going to reach out after this is over. I'm going to reach out to him and invite him on the show. And I want you guys to watch this. This one's an important one. He is 22 or 23 right now. Killing the game. Multi-millionaire. Killing it. He always exchanging stories with me, writing me, hey, check this out. What happened, man? This guy came in, said this and that. You were right, L. You were right, man. They don't even know. I know. Silent Rage says, I learned a long while ago that status is nothing, doesn't pay you anything, can't even pay attention. Exactly. Exactly. It is just Once you're out of the finance game, man, I'm telling you guys, it took me a year to break the conditioning. It took me a year to get over being mad that I knew I could have been a millionaire years ago. Now the path is easy. It's clear as day. It's like you go this way. Ignore everybody, what everybody's saying. Everybody trying to sell you something, trying to sell you, hey, if you get this insurance policy, you can borrow against the insurance policy and make money. So they're trying to convince you there's another way to financial freedom. No, they're just trying to sell you something. That's it. They're not trying. No, you cannot borrow your way to financial freedom. That's mathematically impossible. Chiz Player says you should bring your friend with the car lot on the Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, Chiz Players. I'm gonna invite him. I'm gonna reach out to him right after this video and get a good timeline for him and make sure he's in a solid place, because he's always on the move, and I can't have him moving around while we're on this video, because I want a good solid connection, and I want you guys to hear him. This is gonna be an awesome interview, man. Now that I got this yard stream, this is going to be an awesome interview. Oh, man, you guys are going to love it. And he's in your age range, the 20-year-olds, late 20s, early 30s. You guys need to hear him. I first met him in the gym, right? Like-minded people, aware. Let me tell you guys something. This is awareness. Awareness is something that you can see, and there's different levels of awareness. I'm at an awareness with the economy. Now, I see it for truly what it is. The majority of people do not. That's it. That's nothing special. I'm not some guru. I just see it, and I verify everything 100% with math, right? I met him in the gym. He saw me at my age. He was like, man, how you look like that? And you're this age, because you believe at your age, you believe I'm old, and you believe since you get this age, you're all broken down or whatever. You can't do anything. That's not true. That you can choose to be an old 50-year-old, or you can choose to be a 50-year-old that looks like a 25-year-old that has a 25-year-old body. That's what I choose to do. They're like, man, you're 50 with an 8-pack? Yeah. How do you do it? Because I chose it. I said, you know what? 6-pack ain't good enough. I want 8. So I made 8. Now, do I carry an 8-pack around all year? No, only in the summer. I have a 6-pack around all year, but I don't have, when it's time for an 8-pack, I get the sharp V at the bottom all the way down in the summer. I know how to do it. That's what I choose to do. Rebel Zoe said, it feels good to hear a youth doing good. Yeah, and I want you guys to hear it. I'm going to interview him. He's going to be my first interviewee. I'm going to reach out to him. Quentin says, why do you think most in the culture get caught up in the debt status? Because they know nothing else. Quentin, think about it this way, Quentin. Ever since you probably could remember, I know this, ever since I could remember, credit was everything. Credit, if you didn't have good credit, you were nothing. You were nothing and nobody without excellent credit, right? And I remember when I was a kid, I remember when I got my first credit card, right? I remember saying to myself, so instead of paying cash, my first credit card was a JCPenney's credit card, okay? And I remember, and it was $300. I didn't know anything about interest rate. I just knew I had to get that credit card. And I remember saying to myself, so instead of paying cash for this shirt that I'm about to buy, I instead used this plastic and pay it over time? That just didn't make any sense to me. But I remember there was nobody that I could ask, because it didn't make sense to me, but I couldn't. First of all, I didn't know the question to ask somebody, let alone who to ask. Because everybody I known that was an adult, they said, this is what you must do. So I figured, hey, they must know what they're the adults. They must know they have a nice car. They have a house. They have a good job. They must know what they're talking about. That has nothing to do with nothing. 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 That has nothing to do with nothing. People get caught up in that culture, and that's part of the conditioning. Now they're slaves. Please don't forget to subscribe. Free 30-minute consultation right here. Email me. Let me know. Send the date, time, and your phone number, along with just a brief overview of your financial situation, so we can get into that free 30-minute consultation right away. Because I like to hear where you're at. Because I'm noticing this, a lot of people that I speak to on the phone, you could tell they really now this is by design. Okay. It's you're saying things that you really don't know you're saying because you're speaking debt. And I'm going to translate it to you and why I suggest a certain type of plan and why you should go with it. Okay. Here's my Cash App for donations. All right. Cash App. Here's my PayPal link. And I want to thank you guys for the donations. And again, I always say this, please put in a note of what I've done for you. One of my videos might have changed your life, so on and so forth. I appreciate it. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe. If you're new to my channel, please do not forget to subscribe. And if you have video ideas or something that you want me to talk about, just shoot me an email. Let me know. Hey, LJ, can you please talk about this? Chiz Play has reached out to me and asked me to do that, and I did one for him. I want everybody to understand that it's okay. If you don't know, ask me to make a video on it so I can explain it. I will always have an answer for you because I will give it to you mathematically. Math doesn't lie. Math will never lie. Thank you, Naima. I appreciate that. Any other questions? Any other questions? Please feel free to ask any questions you wish, personal finance related. Any other question? Thank you. Thank you, Naima. I appreciate that. Thank you. 50 is whatever you want it to be. All you got to do is take care of your body. This is how I look at it. Now, when I first got in shape, don't get me wrong, it was just to show off. Okay. I was like, hey, I was just happy I had a flat stomach because when I first started, I just wanted a flat stomach. Okay. I didn't always look like this. I could have set a 40 ounce on top of my stomach. Right. But I just wanted a flat stomach. And then once I changed it, I was mainly showing off at first. But once I got to combine with financially free, I just knew I wanted the world to see your body shows the world how you treat it. So I wanted to show the world how I felt inside when people look at me, because people give you a look. When you're in shape and you walk into a room, people look at you. They look at you and say, this person takes pride in their health. It's obvious, look, because the majority of people do not. So that's why you're going to stand out. You're going to stand out once you walk in. When I walk in a room and people see me combined with my personality, of course, they walk and they look me up and down and be like, how old are you? I always get that question. How old are you? Because what I look like is not normal. I'm in shape. And now I'm at the point it's not to show off. It's not to show off. It's just, I'm used to the looks. When I go down to the beach and take my shirt off, you see everybody looking, oh man. And you could see guys like unconsciously start putting their hand on their stomach. They don't know they're doing it. It's the funniest thing to see. They'll look at me, they'll look down and be like, and then they'll put their hand on their stomach. And I'm like, if they ask me, I'm like, hey, you want it to? I can teach you how to do it. Stomach is my specialty. Stomach is my thing. Because it's hard to get and it stands out from the rest. It just is the way it is. And I just like it. Rebel says, I like your no nonsense approach, cut to the chase. Exactly. And Rebel, check it out. By you saying that there's no nonsense, check it out. I'm not even being no nonsense. You know what I'm doing? I'm just using math. I'm just talking about math. Math is not good or bad. It doesn't care about a person's age. It doesn't, like if somebody goes, a 50-year-old goes, hey, 1 + 1 = 2. A 20-year-old is not going to say, oh, he only knows that because he's 50. A younger person is not going to say that because it's just 2. See what I'm saying? So it's really not no nonsense. You either choose to believe math or you just don't. Oh, sorry. It says, Jennifer says, there was no one I look up to when it comes to finances. Everyone was in debt. I'm still helping my mother pay off her debt, and she's 75. Oh, man. You guys see that? You don't want to be 75 having your kids help you pay off your debt. You see what I'm saying? You want your kids to live their own lives. You know what I'm saying? I don't want my sons to say, "Oh, damn, my dad's in debt. I need to take care of him." I'm setting. I know I love my sons, but I don't. I'm not thinking in my mind that they're going to take care of me. I don't think like that. I'm going to make enough money to where I have enough money so I will be in a nursing home or wherever I need to be, a nice, expensive one. So I know I'm going to be well taken care of. I'm setting that. Rebel Zoe, I don't really fast. Rebel Zoe says, "Do you fast?" No, I really don't. I don't do that. It's just this is my lifestyle. I don't really do diets and all this stuff. I got to a point to where I wanted to be, and this is where I maintain it. This is just my lifestyle. Tom Petty says, for anybody that hasn't emailed him or gotten the 30-minute call, do it. During ours, I said I worked 3 jobs and I'm still broke. Linnell stopped me dead in my track and said, Did you just hear what you just said? Exactly. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate that, man. I'm glad. Check it out, Tom. And the only reason why you probably hear me, because you understand that I'm coming from a place of non-judgment. That's the only reason why you hear me. You trust me saying that to you. You know I'm not saying that to you to disrespect you or call you stupid or whatever. I'm coming from a place of non-judgment. I want you to hear what you're saying. Because a lot of people don't hear them. Because when you tell people in the debt matrix, "Oh, I'm working 3 jobs," they think that's normal. They think, "Oh, that dude's getting his money and this and that," all this stuff. Nobody wants to really work 3. You want to work 3 jobs? I don't. I don't even want to work 1. But people are in the debt matrix bragging about working 3. No, sir. Don't want none of that. Silent Rage says, when do you think it makes more sense to invest in a Roth IRA versus a 401k in certain situations, or do you do both? You do both. And this is how you do it, Silent Rage. You do the pre-tax ones first. 401k, that's pre-tax. HSA, health savings account, you do all the pre-taxes first. You know why? Because the taxes you don't pay that the majority does is money in your pocket. Okay. First, you get debt free. You max out all the pre-tax options, because that's the way the government's saying is this. The government's telling you this. It's saying, hey, if you use these vehicles that we created, we'll give you a tax break every single year that you do it. Then you see it and say, okay, you mean to tell me, government, if I put $19,000 away in my 401k, I'll earn interest on it. Not only will I have $19,000 in my 401k, you'll take $19,000 off my annual income every year that I do it? Yes, we will. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. And then once you make enough money to max all the pre-tax options out, and then you go to the IRAs and stuff outside of the thing, outside of the 401ks, all the after-tax options. I'm not saying Roth IRA, but because I believe the Roth IRA is don't quote me on. I think it's not the 19,000. I think there's a different kind of match, but anything pre-tax options, those what you want to do first, and then the retirement options or whatever outside. But then again, I'm saying like this, Silent Rage. Once you're financially free, you know who to pick, the right financial investor when you're investing outside yourself, past your 401k and your HSA. You know how to pick the right investor. How do you do that? You ask to see their personal credit report first. You find out if they've broken the number 1 rule or not by not investing in themselves first. So if you pull their credit report and they have student loans that are older than their children, they got collections, IRS debt, they've already broken a rule. You think if they're disrespecting their money, and if they disrespect their own money, they're showing the hell they're not going to respect your money. So you don't go with them. It's that simple. See how I'm making this flow? You see how this works? That's how it works. If they disrespect their own money, you think they're going to respect yours better than their own money? That's not going to happen. I promise you, that's not going to happen. Snuggles. Snuggles, man. It's only grade school math. Why would I teach okay, check it out, Snuggles. Why would I teach a class on math when it's grade school math? Most will be insulted. Okay, Snuggles. All right, let's start from the first. What's 1 plus 1? Take your time. Cool. 2. All right, cool. What's 5 plus 5? You don't even need to know math. All you got to do is open the app up on your phone. You don't even know math. You just need to know what numbers to press in the calculator app. Quentin says, don't forget to subscribe. Please, you guys, do not forget to subscribe. Please hit the like button. I'm almost to 1,000. I want super chat. And this is what I'm thinking with the super chat. People will throw the super chat up that want their question answered above all. Hey, man, I want this question answered now. They do the super chat, they get put up, and then I answer their question. That's how I'm gonna do it. Morning, Fresh Prince. Morning, Fresh Prince. Snuggle says, and when is the economy compression class? Economy compression. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Snuggles. Mr. Union says, do I eat sweets? I sure do. I love my Reese's peanut butter cups, but I don't eat them all the time. I definitely don't buy a Costco pack of Reese's peanut butter cups and think I'm gonna eat them sparingly. No, I'm not. If I buy a large bag of Reese's peanut butter cups, guess what? I'm gonna eat them. So I only buy what I'm going to eat for that moment, and then I'm done. If I want more, check it out. You make your favorite bad food the most difficult way to get it. You don't buy big packs of it. You buy because don't deny yourself. Am I saying that I don't want people thinking I go my life without eating sweets, without pulling into Sonics, without going to McDonald's every now and then or eating some ice cream. I don't want you guys thinking that. I just don't eat it all the time. So if I want Reese's, right? If I buy just a pack, the 2-cup pack, and I eat it, if I want more, that means I got to get up, get dressed, get in my car, drive to the store and go get it. 9 times out of 10, I ain't doing that. That's exactly what I want to do. But I'm used to it now. That's not really a struggle for me. This is just my lifestyle. I want you guys to understand the way I live is my lifestyle. Summertime, I eat a certain way because I want to be cut up, especially living in a warm, sunny South Carolina. And then in the wintertime, I'm more relaxed. I'm not as cut. That's all. This is just my lifestyle. Black Knight, tell them to open the app on your finance phone. Open the app on your finance phone. You're right. Open the calculator app on your finance phone and use it. Naima says, I need a 6-pack. Oh, man. You need a 6-pack, Naima? Okay. Hey, man, a woman with a 6-pack? Oh, man. You don't really see that. You see a lot of women with flat stomach, but I check it out. Women, it's more difficult for women, especially if they have kids, because you guys, your stomachs get stretched out. Every woman, some women get stretch marks, some don't. Some women's stomachs stay the same. It's like this. This is what I figure like this. If you have a stomach that has stretched out and you can't do nothing about it because of the skin, I mean, no matter how much you work out, I suggest saving your money up and getting that surgery done. Get it flat that way, because those muscles are underneath there. I know they're stretched out, but they're there. Go ahead and save up the money, get that work done, because not only if it makes you feel good, you feel good about yourself. I know women want to wear 2 pieces and show their stomach, but the kids done messed up their bodies. I get it. And it's not even their fault. Kids are done. You make up in your mind. I don't care who I'm with. I'm not having any more children. First, you got to make up you're not going to have any more children. Once you make that up, cool. Anybody you with, say like you're a single mother. You get with a man, you say, hey, you're not looking to have more kids because we might as well not even waste time if you're thinking I'm going to have more kids for you. No? Okay, cool. We can do this. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. BK from the Rocky says, agreed with your snacks routine. I do the same thing. Also, if you have snacks at home, keep them out of sight throughout the day. Exactly. But check it out, BK. You know they're there. If you're buying them, no matter where you hide them, the snacks are there. That's why I don't even buy them. Because sometimes in the middle of the night, I'll get a sweet tooth. And if I know I have Reese's peanut butter cups downstairs, I'm going downstairs to eat them. But if I know if they're not downstairs and the only way I can get them, I got to get in the car, start it up, warm it up, drive down the street to the car, I'm not going to get them. Sorry, I'm not doing that. Sorry. Mark says, LJ, do you use sea moss for cooking? Always been interested. I use sea moss in my protein shakes. Okay. And I get my sea moss from Urban Bros, BR. So look them up on Instagram. Let me put this up here so you guys can see it instead of just saying it. Let me just say it. Urban Bros, BR. Okay. This is where I get my I order my my sea moss. I put sea moss, a spoonful of sea moss in each and every protein shake that I make. So I suggest looking those guys up, Urban Bros BR on Instagram. Look those guys up. These guys, and this is the reason why you go to their Instagram. I want you guys to look for the people that you can clearly see this is their passion. This is the way they live. They're not just trying to, they're trying to sell you something, but I want you to understand that's not all they're selling you. They're selling you a lifestyle. You can clearly see these two dudes, and they're around, hey, Mark, these guys are around you guys' age, okay? These dudes, you can clearly see this is their passion. It is clear, okay? This is why I buy my, they found me earlier in my career in this business, right? And so I've been going with them. I'm still waiting. I'm waiting on my my CMOS to come right now. It should be here any day now. Always. Oh, I already said that one. Okay. And Mark, I don't cook with it. Like I said, I only put it in my protein shakes. Jennifer says, "Is it true 6-packs are made in the kitchen? What are your go-to meals?" Exactly. They are made in the kitchen, but they are made in the gym too. Okay. They're made in both, but they're mainly made in the kitchen because if you eat too much, the first place that your fat goes to is your stomach. And if fat goes off your stomach, it covers up the muscles. That's how I know if I'm eating too much, I'll start to see less of my 6-pack. They'll start to fade. And when I look in the mirror, I'm like, uh-oh, I'm eating too much, or I'm doing something too much of something bad. Then I stop. Okay. Because I'm not going back. No, sir. I'm not going back. Not going back. I love it. It might be a little bit of ego, but I'm used to it now. When I pull my shirt off at the beach, people look. Again, I'm used to it now. I really don't. But I've always wanted a 6-pack plus the V. Now, for those of you guys don't know what the man V, that's at the lower part of your stomach, and it looks really sharp. So when you wear, like when I wear my my beach shorts at the beach, they kind of hang off my waist a little bit. It shows the V. That V was hard to get. That V is hard to get, but once it's there, it's there. Okay. It stands out. This is what it is. And I want people to look at me two ways. I want them to see what you can achieve at age 50. I want you to look at me and say, hey, so you don't have to be old walking around with a walker with tennis balls on the front legs. No, that's just what people made you believe. That's it. That's not true. You don't have to look like that. Your body will respond according to how you treat it, period. Same thing with your finances. Great questions, Mark. Appreciate it. Thank you. And check it out. All you got to do is do this. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Savings minus debt equals your money in real life. Matter of fact, I'm going to do this even better. So I can, let's do this even better. I want this even better. Your money in real life. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. Last one. Any other questions? All right. Naima says, Linnell had those gray sweatpants. Okay. What you talking about, Naima? What gray sweatpants? I'm never standing up on these videos. You talking about one of my workout videos or something? You must have watched one of my workout videos. And if you guys haven't seen one, I tell you what, here, I'm going to give you guys a secret to watch one. Go all the way to the back of the videos that are on this channel. Go all the way to the back. Go all the way to the back. Because I started out this channel as a workout channel, Food Ain't My Daddy channel. So I was putting up my workout videos. Go all the way to the end. You guys will see all my workout videos. Yes, that's me. And that's me today. I still do it. Yes, I'm a monster in the gym. I'm a calisthenics type of dude. Okay. She said, now I'm wondering what gray sweatpants Naeem is talking about. I don't know what she's talking. I got to look up through my videos and see some gray sweatpants. Norvell says, what do you eat on a regular basis? Norvell, I really don't. I eat a lot of chicken, brown rice, a lot of fruit, and I pay attention to my sodium content, right? I try to, when I'm in the summertime, put it this way, in the summertime, I make sure my daily sodium amount is between 1,500 and 2,500 milligrams per day. 1,500 milligrams to 2,500 milligrams per day. Okay, that's what I do. And you'll be surprised if you just pay attention to your sodium. That alone will drop your weight. But it's difficult because once you find out how much sodium is in everything you eat on a daily basis, you're gonna be like, damn, one meal puts me over that already, Linnell. I know. That's why you got to cook your own food. Chiz Player says, how long did it take you to get an 8-pack? You know what's so funny, Chiz Players? Once I got a 6-pack and then I started honing in, like just like I said earlier, in the summertime, I get really restrictive on my sodium intake. And then once I restrict myself with the sodium intake, the 8-pack naturally happens. And that happens because it's including the V at the bottom, right? It's including the sharp V. So it's really a big one piece. And have you noticed though, Chiz Plays, every guy's stomach muscles are different. So some people probably can get an 8-pack, some people cannot, because everybody's design of a 6-pack is different. Some dudes' muscles are just different. Fresh Prince CEO, wow, just checked your oldest video. Now I have even more to binge watch. Hey, Fresh Prince, not many people know those videos are back there. How many people really go to the very back and look at old videos? Don't really go back that far. That's why I tell everybody, you want to see what I did or do or whatever, go to the very back, all the way to my videos, click in to go to the back, and then you'll see all my workout videos, and then you'll see what I do. Okay? I don't really talk about it that much because I don't want people thinking I'm trying to show off. It just is what it is. Chiz Player says, do you do MS Dash or no salt seasoning? You know what? I do no salt seasoning, and I do what is that? Badia? I look for this Chiz Players Badia complete seasoning. Now I found this at Walmart. It's not a no salt seasoning, but it's a low salt. Okay, it's a low salt. So for example, if I use no salt seasonings on because I'm not saying don't do no salt. I'm saying keep track of the amount of salt you put on your food. So this is what I normally do. This is what I do in the summer. Okay, I'll cook my food in the either no salt seasonings, right? And I'll cook it all up. And then when I make my plate, I'll put a measured amount of salt on my food. See what I'm saying? I'll put a measured amount on my food. That way, when I eat, I know exactly how much sodium I'm eating. Okay? If that makes sense. All you got to do is remember that. Those of you that are new to my channel, you want to be free? There's the formula right there. There's my master mathematical formula right there. There's the master mathematical formula. Savings minus debt equals financial freedom. That's all you got to do. Oh, I like Chiz Players. I like that seasoning. That seasoning is the bomb. Okay. But it's still, if you check the back, it still has sodium. Okay. You always got to remember, you got to use a measured amount of sodium on the amount of food you eat. Because once for example, say like this. in order to think about it logically, in order to maintain a certain weight, say like you want to stay at a certain weight, you only need to eat a certain amount of food to stay at that weight. Anything over, of course, you're going to gain weight. So once you get used to the amount of food you eat per portion or per plate, you get used to that and you know exactly how much salt you would like on that amount of food. It's not really a large amount of food. Jennifer says, what are ab exercises that are effective to do at home? I believe, Jennifer, I believe I have one. Check out, do this, Jennifer. I believe I made a video. Where's that at? 1 second here. Let me find this for you guys so you can. One second. Okay. Go here. Go there. And then I have a lot of videos that a couple things I did at home. A couple of things I eat. I made some videos on what I eat, drink. Remember, I started out with Food Ain't My Daddy before Debt Ain't My Daddy. Okay, so I started out there, and the only reason why I stopped is because it's really confusing to people. You know, there's so many things that people can throw in. Eat this, buy that, use this band around you. There's plastic you can wrap around your waist. All these funny things. It was too much noise, so I went away from it. So go to my Facebook, Food Ain't My Daddy, and then you will see all my videos, Jennifer. Check it out, okay? You can do some stuff at home. Fresh Prince says, bro, I'm sorry. I'm denying you. You had braces back in the day. Food and fun are not friends. You remind me of a friend from school. You know what? I enjoy my braces, man. They really, I enjoyed having braces. They used to, because my teeth wasn't really crooked. They just had a lot of gaps in it, right? Like right now, this gap was closed, but I stopped wearing my brace and it opened back up. But the rest of my teeth are straight. It's just, you know, I enjoyed. But people always look at me fresh and say, "Hey, man, aren't you too old to be having braces?" I was like, "Am I too old to have straight teeth?" I don't understand stuff like that. Okay. All right. Gnome G says, investing in cryptocurrency and trying to save $3K a month after bills, and I have $10K left on an auto loan, never looking back. Oh, that's what, oh, you're saying what you've done. Okay. All right, cool. Trying to save $3K a month after bills and have $10K left on the auto loan. Well, let me tell you something right now, Gnome. You can't save money while you're in debt. Okay, that's mathematically impossible. Okay, you got to have a plan. You must have a plan. And I personally, I mean, I'm not knocking anybody with cryptocurrency, but I think the banks made it up. I believe people just believe what they want to believe. I believe cryptocurrency is no different than a lottery. It's just people believe, they see something and say, hey, I can make a lot of money fast. And the government and the banks don't like it and all this other stuff. That's not true. I believe the banks made up cryptocurrency. I believe they made up just another income generator. Anybody, check it out. No, check this out. Anybody that approaches me, not saying you, I'm just saying in general, anybody that approaches me with talking about cryptocurrency, guess what the first question I'm going to ask them? Let me see your personal credit report. Anybody talking about cryptocurrency is a smart investment. The first question I'm going to ask them is, I want to see their personal credit report, all three. If they're in debt, if they have collections, if they're making car notes, if they have student loans that are older than their children, I'm not listening to a word they're saying. They're in debt. They're disrespecting their own money, and they don't even know they are. And then you're going to tell me how to invest in some cryptocurrency that's never been proven? I'm not listening to them. They don't even. A person's personal credit report will tell me if they respect their own money before investing mine. You're not going to touch a penny of mine if you don't even respect your own money. I'm not even listening to you. I'm telling you, you guys, once you're financially free, your credit report will look like mine. That will be your ammunition to decipher through everybody that's full of crap with talking about investing. Hey, you should invest and get this loan, flip this property over here. You'll make this and that, and then the income from the renter will do this. They talk a good game. Once they're done, you just listen to their whole spiel, and then you say, "Okay, before I invest, I need to see your personal credit report." That's it. Oh no, man, ain't oh my this is what they usually respond with. Oh, my credit's good, man. It's 800, it's 700. Then you say, I'm not talking about your credit score. I said your entire credit report. I need to see it. I'll show you mine if you show me yours. How about that? I can get it right now. I keep it on my phone. You want to see it? I'll show you mine if you show me yours. That's it. Any other questions? Any other questions? I love all these questions. Thank you. We're 2 hours in already. 2 hours. Love it. Any other questions? All right. If not, we're gonna wrap this up. We're 2 hours in right now. Let me put my main banner up here because this is true. I want you guys to understand. I want you guys to see something right there. If you Google that, I'm going to be the only person that pops up. The only person. So when you tell people about me, this is all you got to send them. Hey, check this dude out. All you got to do is Google this. Don't even tell them to go to YouTube. None of that. Just send them that. And I'm the only one that'll pop up. They probably won't even notice that I'm the only one to pop up. There's a reason why I'm the only one that'll pop up, because it's something so simple that will change everybody's life. They won't believe it's that simple. They won't believe it. Mark, on a different level, the banks made cryptocurrency up. The banks did that. The banks made it up, and the people that don't understand money believe it. No, I'm not going to say people that don't understand money. There's people that really understand money, that understand cryptocurrency, and there's people that believe that don't understand money that invest in cryptocurrency. There's two sides. There's people that invest in cryptocurrency that understand who made it up, and the banks made it up. Okay, I'm telling you, there's no secret person. There's no dark web. Some guy in some dark room. Those are things that people see on TV, and they really believe that there's some smart, nerdy looking white guy in some dark room that's some kind of brilliant genius that invented this cryptocurrency, and it can't be cracked, and you have to have the whatever. It's just made up stuff, and just people believe it. That's all. Just people believe it. And they invest in something that doesn't even exist. And this is the real thing, Mark. Listen to closely what I'm saying. Okay. This is why I believe, this is just my view. This is why I believe the banks created cryptocurrency. Now, the majority of people that invest in cryptocurrency the wrong way are in debt. How can they figure this out if they're investing with debt? Savings minus debt equals how much money any person has in real life. If their finances are in the negative, listen to me closely, Mark. If their finances are in the negative, they have no money. This is what math says. Not Linnell, not LJ, not savings minus debt, but math. Now, if their finances are in the negative and money doesn't exist for them, guess what? If they decide to invest in cryptocurrency, guess how they're doing it? They're borrowing the money from the bank because they have no choice. So the bank makes up cryptocurrency. People that are in debt, they believe they have money, but they're borrowing money from the bank and they're investing in the cryptocurrency. So they're borrowing money from the bank's charging them interest. This is how it all works, okay? And the bank is charging them interest. So win or lose, they still owe the bank. If they win in cryptocurrency, what they believe, they're going to borrow even more money because they're going to keep going bigger and bigger and bigger. They're not going to take the money that they're winning in cryptocurrency and pay off debt. They don't think like that. They take the money, say like they borrowed $10,000 from the bank, they invested, and the cryptocurrency went up, and it went up to 20, and they just doubled their money. You think they're going to say, oh, I won 20, I'm going to pull that out and pay off my student loans? No, they're not. They're not going to think like that. The bank understands this, okay? Because if they didn't know they didn't have any money investing, they sure in the hell ain't going to pay the debt off with the money they're not. That's all part of the plan. And then guess what? When they go to, they start to believe that the banks don't know what's going on, neither does the IRS. And then when they go to pull that money out and turn it back from cryptocurrency back to green currency, the cash dollars, guess what? They're supposed to pay tax on that money. That's a record. They have to convert it somewhere, and wherever they convert it back is a record. So the IRS is busy. They're busy from all these millions of people believing that crap until they knock on their door. Hey, we saw that you cashed out $10,000, $20,000 in cryptocurrency, and we noticed you didn't claim it on your taxes. What's up with that? I will what? Now you're a slave and buried under penalties and fees because you better believe they're spending that money just as fast as they get it. Now there's more money generated for the IRS. That's taxes. See what I'm saying? Do you guys see how all this connects? I do. This is invisible to the rest of the world. It's invisible. So invest in cryptocurrency if you want. But I guarantee you this, anybody that's asking you to invest in cryptocurrency, I suggest you see their personal credit report first. If they're disrespecting their own money, they sure in the hell not going to respect yours. You better think twice. Mark says, treat your personal finances like a business. Exactly. If your personal finances were a business today, would you still be in business? If the answer is no, you better start there. Nicer says they took the US dollar off the gold standard in 1978. Does the dollar really have any value? It never has. It's paper. The dollar is whatever you believe it is. So all this, check it out. All the gold standard, it's rising. The euro is this. The fiat currency stuff. Those are just distractions. Okay, it's just they're all distractions. They're just to confuse you. The dollar is whatever you believe it is. Let me give you an example. If you were selling something for 10,000, the dollar is here, what we collectively believe it is here in the US, right? If you were selling something for $500, right? And I came over to buy it and I pulled out Canadian currency and said, hey, here's $500. You would look at me like I was crazy. You're like, what is that? I'm not accepting that because we don't collectively agree that Canadian money is used here in the US. It's still money. It's still valid money, but in Canada. So if you go to Canada and go try to buy something for $500 using Canadian dollars, they would agree that that Canadian dollars is really $500 and you agree. Just like that. It's what you believe it's worth. That's it. Hello, Ricky. Mark, I want you to see how it connects. This is Mark, once you're financially free, this gift will be yours. You will be able to see everything I'm seeing. I can see it clear as day. The banks, I respect the banks. They do things that the normal people can't see. They come up with this cryptocurrency, say it's the dark web, and then they make commercials that put an image in people's head that what the dark web looks like. This nerd in this dark room with a whole bunch of flickering lights in the background, and he's got a computer screen in front of him, multiple. It's just an image. It's just an image. It's just to put your brain in that mode to say, oh, that's what the dark web looks like. That's what a smart computer nerd. If you get caught up in believing a person looks like a certain thing in the world, that fools you. Everybody doesn't. Every smart person does, and a computer person doesn't look like that. That's not true. But if you believe it, I guess you just believe it. See what I'm saying? Any other questions before I get off here, you guys? Please don't forget to donate. I appreciate that. Free 30-minute consultation. Okay. Free 30-minute consultation. Send a date, time, and your phone number and a brief overview of your financial situation, and we can get straight into it. By the way, I'm East Coast time. Okay. Hey, Jay Grab says, I never thought of it that way. That's why, Jay Grab, that's why when you get out of debt, you'll see that somebody designed it to be that way. They made it so simple that you don't see it. Now, I don't even know, Jay Grab, I don't even know what that kind of thinking is called. I don't know if there's a name for it. Okay. I don't know what type of thinking there is to say, hey, if I do this, they will respond with this. So if I make student loans so easy that they'll just keep using them, even though they know that if they don't pay back every penny, they'll be slaves, but they don't know that. And then I'll pretend like it's not a big deal. I put it out in the world like it's not a big deal. You can put them in forbearance, you can pay small amounts, but you will be totally making them forget that you'll be paying that for the rest of your life until you're dead. I don't know what kind of name is that they have, because people write this stuff, right? The banks hire these type of people to make something financially dumb, financially stupid, to make it sound smart, to make it sound like it's a benefit to you. There's a name for that type of person, okay? That writes that stuff, turns, hey, borrow from your 401k. You can use that to put down in a house. You can borrow up to 50% of your money. You'll be paying yourself back with interest, bloggity, blah, blah, blah. The average person in debt believes all that stuff because it sounds good, but it's not. That's not true. That's not true. None of that is true. Now, am I mad that they do it? No, that's a feeling. This is business. People that borrow against their 401k, they're doing it because they're in financial trouble. Whether they know this or not is irrelevant. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they feel like it. Or I feel it's okay to borrow from your 401k to put down on your house. Whatever you feel, whatever. Skullduggery, I think. Hey, that might be true. That might be true, Rebels. Old skullduggery. That might be true. I don't know. But it's okay. This should tell you guys, Rebel Zoe, this should tell you there is so much room over here. There is so much room over here to do whatever you wish. You can do anything. I can do anything I want, anything. Nothing is impossible for me to achieve. Anything that I can think in my mind, I can hold in my hand. Anything I think in my mind, I can hold in my hand. Anything. I was watching this video the other day. This guy named Sean Moody sent this to me the other day. You connect the dots. You can only connect the dots behind you. You cannot connect the dots in front of you. You look at the dots and connect all the dots that got you where you are today, and trust those dots are going to lead you to your future. All you got to do is look in your past and be like, damn, if that didn't happen to me, I wouldn't have done this. If I didn't get fired from that job, I wouldn't have been here. If I didn't get rid of that car, I wouldn't have been here. Those are all the dots. You got to connect the dots. And then once you recognize and trust those dots, you'll realize those dots are going to connect to your future. That's how it works. But you got to trust it. You got to even see the dots. You don't even know where you are today. All your past led you here today. Best Version says, can you explain the trick of the VA loan? It's not really a trick. It's not really a trick, Best Version. Saying that it's a trick, that's just how you feel about it, okay? Remember the words you use. Hey, they're tricking me. No, that's a feeling. They're not tricking anybody. All you got to do is open up your calculator and say, oh, that's not a trick. Oh, I'm not doing that. Okay. Yeah. I put all those numbers in the VA loan. Yeah, I'm not doing that. That's all you got to do. Right. So the words they use to make people sound like it's better. Okay. This is what they do. Ooh, they call it a VA loan. That statement alone implies that something, since it's for veterans, it's somehow special. It's a limited amount of people that can get it. That's the trick. Only a limited amount of people that can get it is service members. Oh, it must be special. Oh, you can finance 100% of the house. Oh man, only VA loans could do that. That's special. Oh, they don't have PMI more. They don't have private mortgage insurance on VA loans. They have what is that called? VA funding. Some kind of funding. I forgot exactly what it's called, but it's some kind of funding fee. Just a different way of saying primary mortgage insurance. That's all. It's just a different way of saying it. It's a subprime mortgage. Snuggle said, "What's wrong with a VA loan? It's a subprime mortgage. That's what's wrong with it. If you need a loan to finance 100% of the house, you're in financial trouble. You can't buy anything without your own money. Stop believing that. Stop believing you don't get something for nothing. Stop believing you're going to get something without putting in your own money. Stop believing that. Don't believe me? This is what you should do, okay? If somebody offered you a VA loan, this is what I want you to say to the person offering you this VA loan. I want you to tell them, hey, can you do a side-by-side comparison with the best primary prime or conventional mortgage on the market? Do a side-by-side comparison with a VA loan so you can see it yourself. Yeah, I want you to do a side-by-side comparison so you can see it. And then when they're done, I want you to see the numbers. Look at the numbers. You'd be like, oh my God, hell no, I'm not doing that. Exactly. See what I'm saying? I'm not saying anything. Hey, you guys, listen to me. I'm not saying anything fancy. Is anything what I'm saying right now, is it confusing or does it sound weird or what? You tell me. Ricky Williams says, do the super chat. They take 30%. Stay with CashApp. Check it out, Ricky. Check this out, Ricky. Okay, I want you to check this out. When you're out of the debt matrix, you don't look at things like that anymore. They're not taking anything from me. They're helping me gain wealth. Without YouTube, you guys wouldn't know I exist. They created this platform. They spent the money to create this platform for me to ask for people, ask for donation from people, free money for free. And all they're asking is 30%. That is a deal, Ricky. That's a deal. And Ricky, you look at CashApp as free. It's not free. Nothing is free. You want to know how they make their money? And I don't know this for a fact. This is just what I see. Okay, this is my opinion. People use CashApp and they leave the money in the app. Okay, they leave the money in the app, most of it, right? And so just in case if they need to pay for things or exchange money, right? All the money that stays in the CashApp, they earn interest on that money, free money. So they put the money in to create CashApp to make it so easy to pay for things, right? But the majority of people leave it in the CashApp. I know I do. They're earning interest off that money. They're earning interest. They created a platform to make it easy. Same thing with this YouTube lives. Don't get upset because they take 30% of the super chat. It doesn't matter. I wouldn't get 70% of money if YouTube didn't exist, or nor did they have a super chat. Hey, you got business costs money. All those things are write-offs. You can write off, you create a business structure properly, you can write off the 30% that they take. There's ways to do it. I'm not a tax expert, but I know how to pick a tax professional. I just bring all my stuff to the tax professional and say, this is what I did. And check this out. I'm glad you brought that up, Ricky. I want to tell you something, right? Now, people are collecting all this money. They don't know if they have to pay taxes on it or not. They collect all this super chat money. I don't know if you have to pay taxes on it. Most people are probably not even looking to see, oh man, I'm gonna keep every dime. Good luck with that. I ain't chancing none of that. I'm taking all my information, every penny that I get on Cash App, every penny that I get on Super Chat, I'm taking it to my tax person and I'm saying, you tell me, do I need to pay taxes on this? You don't mess around with taxes. It's the backbone of the whole infrastructure. It's the backbone. That's why you can go to prison. Why would you live your life crossing your fingers, hoping that the IRS agent doesn't come knocking on your door? Follow the tax rules, and the IRS agent will never come knocking on your door. Why would they come and do an audit on about something that they already know that you're doing? If you're following the rules, why would they come and do an audit on you if you're following the rules? So they can just double check, waste all their time to come to see that they already know that you're following the rules. Why would they waste their time? They got millions of people that are not. I'm saying this in a way that you guys understand what I'm saying. I want this to make sense to you guys. I want you to see a world that you're not seeing. There's two economies. One that everybody can see, and there's one invisible to the majority. It's invisible to them. I'm telling you guys something that's invisible to you if you're in debt. Because I hear people saying, hey, man, don't do Super Chat. They're going to take 30%. They're not taking away anything. They're making me money. They created the platform for me to even do this, to even be online with you guys, to be talking. You guys would not even know who I am if YouTube didn't exist. I mean, I'm sure there'd be some other format. I'm just saying YouTube in general. If it wasn't here, if you couldn't even click on a button to even give me money in a Super Chat, it wouldn't exist if YouTube didn't put it there, right? They took money, they paid people to get that button there for you guys to push to connect to your credit card or bank, whatever you guys do it. They put that, they spent the money to do it. They deserve the money. They deserve it. Everybody can do the same. You guys can all do the same. Just get out of debt so you can see your passion. Once you're out of debt, you remove the blindness of all the noise. Debt is a lot of noise. You can't see or you can't hear because there's so much noise. Get out of it. All right, you guys, any more questions? Any more questions? Thank you, Mark. I appreciate it. Mark says, always on point as always. I appreciate that, Mark. Lance Brown, yes, you have to pay taxes. Earlier this year, a whole lot of chicks got rushed by the IRS. Really? When you say chicks got rushed, what do you mean? Just women? Or what are you talking about, Lance? I'm not sure what that means, a whole bunch of chicks. Because the IRS don't care if you're a man or a woman. If you ain't paying, you paying. Okay? Period. Any other questions? Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Thank you. Any other questions before I get off? We're going on to, I'm going to end this about 2 hours, 30 minutes. Chick players. Oh, the only fan girls. I'm not sure. Just players, I'm old. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I'm going to end this at 2 hours, 30 minutes, okay? You guys got about 8 minutes left, 7 minutes. So get your questions in before then. Mission 31, keep doing your thing. I told my friends to subscribe to you. Thank you, Mission. And you guys, you know, I have people asking me about writing a book, okay? I'm going to need you guys' help. I need you guys to get the word out of who I am. Spread the word. I need to get more people, okay? And this is all you got to send them. Just send them that. Just say, hey, check this dude out. Google this, okay? That's all you need to send. You don't even need to get in detail what my URL is. I'm trying to cut it down so far that you guys can just do that. That's all you got to send them. Check this dude out. Once they do that on Google, they'll find me, okay? Get the word out, because if I write a book, I need people to buy it and read it. You know, I need people to buy it so they can read it, right? But if they don't know me, they're gonna see this book and say, who is this? Who's LJ Young? I'm not buying this book. I don't even know what he does exactly. So let's just get the word out. Okay. BK from the Rocky says, Linnell, Lance is probably talking about the tax crackdown to IG and Snapchat models. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, because they're getting all this money and not claiming the money. Oh, yeah. Let me tell you guys something. I don't play with taxes. If I don't know, like if I get when I get donations, I don't know if I have to pay taxes on them. I'm gonna hire a good tax person. I'm gonna give them all my stuff and say, find a person that's passionate about taxes, just like I'm passionate about getting people debt free. And I'm say, hey, check this out. I don't want to know how to do it. You figure that out. Let me know what I need to do, because I'm not having any IRS audits are not random. I don't want you guys to be fooled thinking they're random. They're not random. They're knocking on your door for a reason. Okay, I promise you. Lance Brown, they were getting cash from dudes who were looking at their pictures. Oh yeah, I ain't hating on them women. I am not. Hey, I'm not the. I'm not knocking any dude that does it, but I'm not the type of dude that I just don't do stuff like that. But I admire them. But you can't be getting that money without paying your proper amount of taxes. You can't do it. You guys, if they let people get away by not participating in the tax system, the whole system would break. Taxes are the backbone of our whole economy. Okay? They must participate. Once you understand the rules, you won't be scared of the tax man. You won't think taxes are evil or bad. You won't think taxes are the one keeping you down, bloggity, blah, blah, blah. Chiz Player says, sell their pics to guys and they weren't paying taxes on that. Yep. That's when the tax man says, hey, what's up? Oh, no, I'm not here for your pictures. Yeah, I know I'm a dude. And, hey, I know you're fine and all that stuff, but I'm not here for that. I don't see women, men. I don't see none of that. I see green. Okay. I don't care what you have on. I need to see your paper. I need to see your records. Oh, you didn't keep any? Okay, that's okay, because we did. All right, let me add up your taxes. Okay, you did that. Okay, that guy you sold your panties to for $200. Okay, yeah, we didn't see that on your taxes. Okay, all right. And then they just add it up. That's it. That's it. BK from the Rockies, truth. And with that interaction with the IRS will always come out ahead. So have your stuff together when dealing with the exactly. You don't. This is what I'm telling you guys. Okay. Find a person that is very good at taxes and they're passionate about it. How do you see that? How do you find that tax person? You ask to see their personal credit report or go to a very reputable place that does taxes that go by the book. That way you don't ever have to worry about that stuff. You're not going to the tax person to see who can get you the most money back. You're going to see who's going to do your taxes right. They don't. The reason why the IRS agents are knocking on your door, because they already know that's the very reason why they're knocking on your door. They're not just picking people randomly and crossing their fingers and hope this person's got their stuff together. No, they already know. That's why they're coming to you. Chiz Players, tell O'Shea he can write off his tricking money on his taxes. I told O'Shea that the other day. I said, hey, man, he started talking about tricking. I said, hey, man, what's up with that trick? That money I donated for the trick and recovery fund. He said, I tricked it off some big booty girl. Oh, God, that dude be killing me, man. I was trying to get on his show. He's a busy dude, man. You see his new format, right? Hey, man, that new format, that takes some time. I'm going to let you guys understand. I did a few video editing. I do some video editing on my laptop. What he's done, that takes some work. That latest video he had with the news flashing in the background and the sounds and all this other stuff, that takes some work. O'Shea is putting in some time. I want you guys to understand what he's doing is building his brand. Other passionate people can see other passionate people. If you guys don't know who I'm talking about, O'Shea Duke Jackson, go check out his channel. Now, you might not necessarily like his style or whatever. Don't look at all that. I want you to look and see how he's doing it. Don't worry about, oh, I don't like his topics. That's not, that has nothing to do with nothing. He likes his topics. That's all that matters. That's his vision. But I want you to see the work he's putting in by his videos, his thumbnails, the topics, all that. It doesn't matter. The only person that needs to see your vision is you. It doesn't matter if other people see it or not or don't. Other people that have the same vision of you or that like what you do, they will see it too. That's it. Okay, you guys, we're down to 1 minute, 30 seconds. All right, I'm gonna get off 2 hours, 30 minutes. Yeah, have anything else to say? Any other questions before we get off of here? I thank you for all your participation. Again, free 30-minute consultation right here. Email me. Email me here. Send a date, time, and your phone number, and a brief overview of your financial situation, so we can get straight into it. Okay, I'm East Coast time. Donations. Here's my PayPal link, right there. There's my Cash App link, right there. Cash App ID, PayPal link. Thank you, everyone, for participating in today's show. I appreciate it always. I appreciate when you guys tell me you came from Solo TV or O'Shea. And if you guys can find some other financial shows that invite people, please let them know about me. Please, I would love to be on anybody's financial show, okay? All right, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Have a wonderful day.